A Woman Makes a Plan is the autobiography of Maye Musk, who is Elon Musk's mother. She's also a supermodel and very successful in her own right. It's a book about her and her life and her career, but of course, she mentions all three of her children a lot along the way, including Elon Musk. So the book ends up being some pretty good commentary, or at least a different angle on the Walter Isaacson book about Elon Musk, which is the kind of the definitive biography right now. So May's book is very personal, talks about her family relations a lot. She gives some insights into how they interact now, as well as how her children behaved when they were young. While Isaacson frames everything in more of a business sense. He's concerned with Elon Musk's companies and his public success, although he does try to create some psychological connection to how Elon Musk was as a child. One recurring theme in both books is Elon's entrepreneurial drive. When May talks about him, she talks about how full of ideas he was, even when he was very young, and how driven he was. She shares stories about how much reading he did and how he taught himself complex subjects, which you can see is kind of laying the foundation for his future business ventures. Walter Isaacson does more of a chronological march through Musk's business endeavors, so he will talk about the same personality traits, just in the context of actual business for the most part. He does talk about Elon Musk's early life, though, and the accounts of the two books are very consistent. I believe both, for example, when they're talking about Elon's father being physically abusing his mother, both books, I believe, tell the story of Elon Musk punching the back of his dad's legs when Elon's very young, trying to stop this. Both of them talk about Elon reading a lot of books, and I think they both discuss his first software product he created and some other entrepreneurial things that he did. Maye Musk's book, focuses on personal challenges, both in the family she grew up in and also in the family that Elon grew up in, her family. And she talks about Elon's resilience. If I'm remembering correctly, the Isaacson book actually deals a little more starkly with the physical abuse from peers that Elon Musk faced when he was a child. His mom, Maye Musk, in her book doesn't gloss over it, but just doesn't emphasize it quite as much. Isaacson, one thing that he does that is not my favorite aspect of his book, he's probably the greatest living biographer, but he does attempt to connect psychological events in Elon Musk's life to his later success. He looks for cause and effect in the story that I think is maybe a little overplayed. Maye Musk is less eager to do that. She just kind of talks about the way things were, which I think, at least to me, comes across as more objective, even though obviously of the two biographers, she should be less objective since she's his mother. So Maye, as I said, is talking about his personal life a lot, but she does, not just in his childhood, she talks about in adult life too. So she'll talk about how her entire family, including adult children, including Elon and their kids, got together for a vacation on an island somewhere. And she talks about how she got tired of all the noise from grandkids and had to take a break. So it's nice to see that kind of personal side of life. Elon Musk has a bunch of kids. Of course, he goes through parenting things like anyone would. Like I say, Isaacson doesn't give us that type of glimpse. When he talks about social interactions of Elon Musk, it'll be him interacting with employees or other business leaders or things like that. Both books do address Elon Musk's visionary nature, maybe one of his defining attributes for sure. And Maye talks about his passion for making the world a better place and how that was nurtured from a young age. So that is interesting. It's not that he got to college and decided to start working on big problems. From a very young age, she sees him as having kind of this desire to just help humanity. Walter Isaacson focuses, of course, on the business aspect of the vision. So he's talking about SpaceX and wanting to colonize Mars and so on. Both accounts seem accurate and consistent. It's just worth reading Maye Musk's book to get kind of the more personal side of it.